Condolences pour in from around the world after South Africa's president announced Nobel Peace Prize winning activist Desmond Tutu has died. Fox News correspondent Amy Kellogg has this story.
Ladies and gentlemen, Archbishop Desmond Tutu.
His was a life of public service dedicated to bringing peace and justice to South Africa, the land he called the Rainbow Nation. It wasn't just the things he said, it was how he said them. Bishop Desmond Tutu grew up under the system of apartheid, he said, took away people's human dignity and trampled it underfoot. Tutu, born in 1931, wanted to become a doctor, but his parents couldn't afford medical school tuition. Instead, he went into teaching. But in 1957, the South African government announced plans to significantly downgrade the education offered to blacks, and Tutu resigned. Newly married and jobless, he felt the pull of the church at this time of trouble in his country. His mentor was a white priest, Father Trevor Huddleston, who had displayed kindness to the family years earlier when Tutu's father taught at a missionary school. Desmond Tutu became an Anglican priest in South Africa, then continued his studies in England. That's where he said he gained the confidence to openly disagree with white people. Back in South Africa, he rose through the ranks of the Anglican Church, eventually becoming the first black bishop of Johannesburg before becoming Archbishop of Cape Town. Bishop Tutu always preached peaceful resistance to apartheid and was instrumental many times in staving off violent confrontation. But he wasn't always successful. Just prior to the bloody Soweto riots in 1976, he warned the government that tension was building to dangerous levels, but his letter was dismissed as an activist ploy. 600 people died in the confrontation. Tutu rose to international fame by taking very public issue with apartheid practices, including the forced movement of blacks from urban areas to government-designated homelands, far from their jobs. He also encouraged governments around the world to impose economic sanctions on South Africa to pressure it to end apartheid. Tutu risked arrest by his activity, but somehow managed to escape it and continued his political activity through the church around the world. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1984. When President F.W. de Klerk abolished apartheid in the early 90s and Nelson Mandela became president, Tutu was appointed as head of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which brought together victims and perpetrators of the apartheid system. The public sharing of their experiences was seen as a national, official way to heal South Africa and forgive past sins. It was widely credited with saving South Africa from falling into further violence. But it was an intensely emotional, trying process, and it was shortly thereafter that Tutu became ill with prostate cancer. He withdrew for the most part from public life as he battled this disease, but remained until his death a man of immense moral authority the world over.
Amy Kellogg, Fox News.